What's up? This is Uhhlicia, and you're listening to OD Podcast. Oh, boy.
I was trying to breathe in cadence.
Oh, God. I don't think you can breathe in cadence, but your breathing can have a cadence.
Okay, you know what I meant. I'm from the West Side, and this is just how I was raised. This is my
So are you
neighborhood
saying
jargon.
that you being from the West Side means that you're not?
Just my neighborhood jargon. I'm sorry, this is how I was raised.
People from the West Side ain't saying jargon.
Okay, I have extensive vocabulary sometimes. It ain't always got to be. Anywho.
I just want to, before we even get started, I want to thank all 77 people who have left us a comment or rating on the podcast app. Please, if you can, help us get to 100 ratings and reviews. You can literally open up the podcast app on your iPhone and tap on the 5th star for 5 stars because that's all we deserve. And if we deserve anything less, don't leave it at all. A comment would be helpful also, but don't be shady and leave us a low score and a comment because a comment is going to have a score on above the box. But anyway, if you can help us get to 100, that would be so grateful. This just helps us get higher visibility and more listeners. And if y'all want to keep hearing us for free, then that's what you have to do. Anyway, how you doing today, Draco?
I'm doing better. I'm a little sore. I've been going to the gym, so I'm sore. So I'm like drained. Honestly, today is gonna be my off day for the gym. I ain't going. Yesterday and Saturday and Sunday is like my off day from the gym. That's what I put in my head. But I had some champagne on Friday night. I visited some friends that I haven't seen in months, and we all hung out. And I had some champagne, and I felt bad about it.
So what you're saying is you had alcohol?
So, I had alcohol. I had champagne, though. I haven't drank liquor like vodka or tequila or whatever. I understand that champagne is a part of alcohol. I get it. So to those of you shady ladies out there that like to throw shade, I understand. But let me do me. I still don't drink. What's up?
What kind of workouts are you doing at the gym?
So I literally am just making it up as I go. For one, I definitely do a lot of cardio because I'm trying to shred weight. So I do like 20 minutes on the treadmill. I'm up to about, I hope I'm saying this right. I'm up to about a 7 in the incline, and then I do like a speed of like 3.8.
Oh, that's really good. When I used to be at my peak working out, I used to have high inclines, and it was nothing. Now I be having asthma attacks on the way up.
Yeah, I mean it's cool. I do that for like 20 minutes, and then I do the Stairmaster. If I do the treadmill, I do the Stairmaster for about 5 or 6 minutes on a high speed. Sometimes I use the Stairmaster as my cardio. So then I'll be on there for about 10 to 12 minutes if I can do it. I used to can do 25 minutes on there, but I can't do it no more. Well, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
right now. I started doing leg presses and like just like other leg exercise. Yesterday I did. I don't even know what it's called, but it's like rowing, I guess.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And you have to like pull. Oh my God, my back hurts. Like my muscles in my back hurt. My muscles in my arms hurt.
Do you stretch before you work out?
I do.
Okay,
I stretch
good.
for about 5 minutes. Like I do each position for like 30 seconds.
That's good. I remember when I first started working out and I didn't stretch first, and yeah, I don't know how I'm standing here today.
I have Planet Fitness, and they have an app. So when you log onto the app, it has different stretching exercises on there. Yeah, it's real helpful. That app is pretty good. I like to leave all my stuff in my. I don't like to take nothing in the gym because I be thinking somebody gonna steal from me. So it's really good because they have the thing where you could just scan from your phone. I don't have to take my keys in there. I don't have to do nothing. I just take my phone and my water bottle.
You have definitely inspired me to start going to the gym.
I inspire myself for that.
So I used to go frequently, like a lot, and then I remember when I got to my lowest adult weight, which is like 128 pounds, I was like, I don't want to work out no more.
Oh, okay.
And then over time, I just started gaining that weight back. And then when I went to California, for those months, I lost it again. Then I came back here, and then it just went
Georgia
down.
just make you gain weight, honestly, because even when I was on tour, I didn't gain a lot of weight, and I was moving around a lot, so I definitely lost some. But coming back home, I feel like I've gotten bigger.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny? I think when the area that I was living in, it wasn't a lot of bad food at my access for real. There was a Popeyes and there was a Jack in the Box and a Taco Bell. And I don't eat Jack in the Box or Taco Bell. I did have Popeyes, but it wasn't like my go-to meal. Like I had to go to the grocery store. There were like organic food spots. It was just very green, and then I didn't have a car, so I walked everywhere. And I mean, I lost a lot of people. Were like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah,
and that was effortless. So now I'm like, I'm back at the way I was before I went to California, and I'm like,
Yeah, it's been pretty easy. I think that this time, me being in the gym, I just don't really think about it. I just go when I open my eyes. That's just the best thing to do.
Don't think about it, yeah.
I just wake up in the morning, whatever time I wake up, I just brush my teeth, wash my face, put my gym clothes, and go. And I try to do an hour in the gym. But yesterday I had clients, so I just did like 30 minutes. So I was doing like quick stuff. I did the Stairmaster first. Almost died. And then I did...
That Stairmaster ain't no joke. You see how tired I be coming in my own house.
Oh my God. Like... And then in my head, I try to be my own trainer. So when I'm working out in my head, I yell at myself like, no leaning over, no slouching, stand up straight, fix
out
your
loud?
posture.
You be yelling out loud?
No, in my head, I would just be like, fix your posture, fix your posture. Like when I was doing that rowing thing, I was like, I got to keep my back straight. When I was walking on Stairmaster, I'm like, I keep my back straight, no leaning over. I can hold on to the thing. And then when I'm on the treadmill, I try to keep my arms moving because I just heard that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you should, because I think because when I first started working out too, I used to go to the gym with Chrissy. A guy was telling us like, if you don't work out your arms, you're working out your waist. Like your arms gonna be looking all flabby, and your stomach gonna look good. So it's
So I'm like, I try to do that.
You can think about like just having some weights in your hands. I think that helps, like little 5-pound weights. No, okay.
Sounds cute, but I don't know. I try to switch it up every day when I go. I try new stuff. I look at YouTube videos on how to use gym equipment because that's just the type of person I am. I don't like asking people for help, so I don't want to go in the gym and be like, "Hey, anyway. Yeah, me too." So to save myself the embarrassment, I just watch YouTube videos on gym equipment, how to use it, all the other stuff. So yeah.
Well, last few weeks I have been so freaking overwhelmed. Like,
oh, I know. I watched your Twitter. www.twitter.com/Uhhlicia.
That's not my Twitter, actually.
Oh, dang. I'll send it to y'all.
But I have been so busy. Ever since moving, I just have not had a chance to catch up on life in general. So, like, unpacking and working and this commute. And I just have not been wanting to be bothered with anybody, honestly. If it hasn't been doing a podcast or my actual job, I haven't even been texting people back. Like, I just don't want to do anything. I just need to like gather myself and just relax. That's what it is. I did get a chance to sleep in a little bit yesterday for the first time in a long time, but like I've been so like annoyed, and I'm finally kind of done unpacking, but I still got one more furniture delivery coming in like a week or two on the 11th, and I'm just I don't even really know how to explain it. I've just been overwhelmed and busy, and I just need a break from work so I can just lay down and do nothing and still not be contacted by anybody at all. I know.
I definitely use it. I know you do too. I use Do Not Disturb feature on my phone.
Oh, it's on 24/7. Everybody's phone goes to the voicemail, and if it does not go to the voicemail, it's because I accidentally turned it off.
Yeah, I'll be shocked. Like sometimes I wake up in the morning, I look at my phone, I'm like, just imagine if my phone was not Do Not Disturb, because I wake up to like sometimes 30 notifications. People done tweeted me some stuff, my text messages, PayPal deposits, all type of stuff, and it's be.
And I just feel like people be like, "Oh, what if it's an emergency?" Well, you better leave me a voicemail, or no, I turn that off too.
Well, no,
back-to-back calls don't ring. No, I don't. Sorry, text me. I'm sorry. I'm not emergency contact. I'm not reliable.
I'll just be nervous about something happening, so I'm like,
I can understand that. I used to feel the same way, and then I took a nap one day and my phone rang. I couldn't go back to sleep. But no, iOS 13 also has a feature where every call that is not saved to your phone can go to voicemail. Yeah, pleasantry. Anyways, but yeah, that's what's been going on. Then I got my first home repair in this house, and I'm just like, I know it's a lot of money, even though the guy told me it wasn't going to be a lot of money. But maybe he don't know what a lot of money means to me. So that's really what's going on. But it is what it is. But yeah, that's what's been going on. So I apologize to anybody that's been trying to link, and I just told him no.
She ain't linking.
I ain't linking.
We ain't linking. That means
my name ain't Abraham.
Exactly. What you got for the queens today?
I have a hotline highlight today.
Okay, what's the tea? Come on.
So last week you shouted out your girl Jazz It Up, which I was well deserving.
Yes.
I want to shout out my braid girl, Her name is Sky. Sky from the west side. We really could say south. She went to Tri-Cities. That's probably south
Okay.
side.
I mean, this is so geographically wrong, but I actually consider people from the Southwest and sometimes the South Side, depending on what part, I consider them from the West Side for some reason.
I do the same thing. I think it's because of how close it is. Because Hamilton Road will take you right into East Point.
Like, I don't just... Because technically I'm from Southwest Atlanta. I did live on the West Side for a lot of my life. But
you know what? It's either Southwest or Northwest.
Yeah.
So you just going to pick one.
So I consider it the West Side.
Yeah, I just say West Side. I mean, I say SWATs if people really... I mean, if it's that serious.
I think that's so lame. I'm like, this is not 96.
It's just like the word Hotlanta.
Don't. Anywho.
But yeah, so I want to shout out Sky. She her Instagram is n.sky SKYYE_did_it. So N Sky did it. I think the N is for Naya. I think that's her first name. But anywho, let me tell you, the reason why I'm shouting her out is because out of all the people that I have gone to get my hair done, she is the most organized, professional. She tell you everything she need. And what I mean by that is anytime I have gone to her, and it's been a little bit now because I haven't had a reason to get my hair braided. I'm probably about to do it soon. I will go in her salon, and her client before me is walking out. I'm not sitting there waiting on her to finish up with nobody. She not overbooked. Everything is clear. She tells me how many packs of hair I need, what I need to do. And I know some stylists do that, but the way that Sky does it, it's just very efficient. And when I go to her, it's never like she's never late. I'm gonna tell y'all how many times it's been times I don't went to an IG stylist for an appointment, and I done been there 8 hours. For real, on God, on bro. But yeah, it's just so unprofessional. But Sky, she has those same concerns as a service provider that a service receiver would have. So she just makes sure that she covers all bases. Like when you go on her website, she got disclaimer: read this first, do this first, do this first. I'm like, I ain't even got no questions.
Wow. I am.
What you about to say?
Nothing. Shout out to you.
I really appreciate it, and she's really good. She's actually got even better over the years. She's always been good, but her stuff is like super, super crispy. So I appreciate that, Sky. Thank you, girl. I'll be making an appointment real soon, y'all. I'm gonna put her information in the comments or I'm gonna put her information on the episode description notes, and you can check her out.
Yes.
Period.
So what do you have? Well,
okay.
No, so shop talk for today. I feel like I want to bring up Kanye. Yay, haha.
I'm actually the Kardashians. Huh?
Exactly, I don't care. But anywho.
I'm listening.
Kanye's album is out today, or it's coming out today. And I know it's been a lot of talk on here as well. Just about him doing the church thing and all this other stuff. And so this morning, yesterday he had a show in Detroit. So basically he had
at the Fox Theater. Or it was at the Aretha Franklin.
I think so.
Okay.
I think it was at Aretha Franklin. It was something. It was in Detroit. Mm-hmm. But no, they weren't able to have their phones and stuff in there because it was like a listening session for his album. And then he basically was just explaining himself and what he is doing with his ministry and all sort of stuff, like what this is for him. Mm-hmm. And it was a girl on Twitter that I read, and she said that they weren't allowed to have their phones, but she just took a lot of notes on what happened at the thing. And let me just go to the tweets because she trumped a lot of people off.
Ooh.
And I love it. I love when people, I don't know. I think I've just become a very logical person, and I understand sometimes people say things out of order and do things out of order, and people may do things differently than I do, but I can't just, sweep somebody under the rug and throw them away just because they don't have the same values and they don't agree with the things that I do. Because there's a lot of stuff that I do that people probably won't agree with,
so
but I don't want them to.
Trump?
I support everybody black. And Trump is not. He's orange.
So you support what's the girl name who was at the Revolt Summit?
Who?
The girl who said white supremacy is not a problem to
No. I don't necessarily support it, but I don't just jump on people just because they disagree with what I disagree. What I agree with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
like I don't do that.
We listening.
So okay, here we go. So the girl's name is Nifster on Twitter. And I thought that this was just a really good conversation because of the way that she attacked it. She started off by saying that, hold on. She said that he showed a video of some architectural work that he's doing in Uganda, Japan, Calabasas, and other places. And it's a lot of community structures where people could live and stuff. That's what she said. So she said obviously she couldn't remember every single detail, but she said all his songs on his album were about God, but he didn't have any secular songs. So I was kind of confused because Kim had posted like a written out playlist of the songs that were going to be on his album, and Nobody was on there, which is the song with him and Ty Dolla $ign and Nicki Minaj, which leaked a couple months ago, and they were talking about surgery. So I'm like, maybe he took it off. I don't know, but she said that he stopped and he talked about just how God has really changed his life, and he doesn't owe anybody an explanation to validate the fact that he's saved now. And she was saying how he talked about his mental struggles and how he almost went crazy. And during the time when he dropped Yeezus, he acknowledged the fact that calling himself Yeezus was like just insane.
Antichrist.
Is it Antichrist?
That's what people would say.
Yeah, but people obviously don't know what Antichrist is.
No, I'm saying that as in like he's denouncing what he did as that. Because that was people probably perceived it that way. They were saying he shouldn't call himself that.
Yeah,
like Hov, like Jehovah.
Exactly. But now I think that he realizes how crazy that is to even say that, or he feels like it's crazy now. And the girl just made a really big point. She said, for her personally, she's a huge Kanye fan, but she's not blind to his bullshit. I was honestly impressed at the calm composure, as he could be very erratic sometimes and just talk and say nonsense, but it was really genuine and natural. And she do not believe, she said, I truly do not believe that anyone other than God himself is in the right position to judge whether or not someone's praises is worthy of in God's own eyes. Like me, a whole sinner out here who falls short of God's glory day by day, to use my mouth to judge someone else's praise. I said, oh,
sounds good. Did he denounce Trump?
I mean, so that's just ultimately the thing.
Not ultimately the thing, but it does bother me.
I understand. Understandable. But it says that we shouldn't judge others based on social constructs. But as soon as it's something religious, everyone has something to say. Y'all better be careful because thunder gonna be striking you soon. That's what she said. But no, I mean, I get it about the Trump situation. I just kind of, I guess, blank that out, which is kind of fucked up in a way, because it's like you're supporting somebody who is racist, obviously. They don't care about anybody that's not white and rich. Like, they want to not let immigrants in, when really, like, everything that we do is geared around people that aren't from here. Like, the food that we eat, the clothes that we wear.
None of us are from here.
I mean, yeah, for real. And even like people that build the homes that we live in, for most part, like, honestly, it's not a lot of black people or white people that are building these houses. These are people that are coming from Mexico, coming from South America, coming from different countries. And it's like, we don't even know how to do this for real. Like, if we kicked all these people out, we would be probably all living
in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
So I get it. You know what I'm saying? I definitely don't agree with his Trump support for real, but I actually I understand that I like when people realize their mistakes. I think that he probably should touch on the fact that if he still agrees with Trump or not.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I feel like people who are toxic, and not saying Kanye's toxic, but people do run behind religion to like show their pureness, right?
Yeah.
So there's like, people always say the devil in church every Sunday, blah 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 blah. Like, people will do things and live a certain kind of way. They'll rob a bank, they'll kill, but they'll be in church on Sunday. Now people like, see, that's what I'm talking about, grandson. But it doesn't take away from the impact they had, what they were doing to these families. So I feel like, I don't think that Kanye has physically done anything to people, but to me, it was hurtful to hear him say the things he was saying about Trump and supporting him and wearing a MAGA hat and really like praising this man as if he really is the white savior for whatever the case is. I just think that with a platform that big, it's really irresponsible. He might not want the responsibility, and it's damaging to people who support him, and it kind of puts there are some followers out here, you know what I'm saying? People who really don't have a mind of their own hear stuff like this, and they're probably like, oh, okay, that's not too bad. Let me do this because Kanye did it. So I think that, I think what he's doing, this church thing, is really cool, but I'm still really on edge about like where I am as far as supporting him because of the things that have happened. And I think that there's nothing wrong, and we're all grown up to, you know, have accountability for our actions and say things that if we did not mean it and it happened, then you need to mention it, because I feel like now that this whole church tour, this Sunday service thing has outgrown what has happened when he first made his like comeback per se. Yeah. And I just think that it's kind of confusing to me. I don't understand. I would never, you won't catch me in none of them Sunday services unless it's like he be like.
Yeah, I mean, I thought about going when he came here. I thought about it, but I'm like, I don't even go to church, so I'm not. You know what I'm saying?
Well, most of the people going because it's Kanye. Yeah. They're not going because they want to go to church.
No. That will be cap in my sense, because I'm like, you know what? At the end of the day, it will be me going will be just for the trend, I guess.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, I get it. Like, I definitely agree with what you're saying for sure. But I think that, just me as a person, I have entirely way too much compassion for people sometimes, and it bites me in the ass every now and again, because I'm like, you know what, I shouldn't be as compassionate as I am to people, but I just know what I've done. I know what I've said to people. I know the type of things that I've done, and I know that it's a lot of times people shouldn't even have forgiven me for stuff that I did, but so I just think about that.
But the best way to apologize is change behavior. So with his apology, He for sure. I get it. I feel you, but it's a no for me. Sorry.
I get it.
I'm not sorry.
I mean, you don't have to apologize. It's just your
same man who said George Bush doesn't care about black people. So which side you on, bro? But
mental illness exists.
Okay. So it does exist. And you know what? I think that's a great excuse also, but I can't. I just feel like people have so much power. We don't even know these people, so I'm not going to be like going to bat for him. I can't.
Yeah. Social media just ruins people and celebrities, and not even, it just ruins people. What they put out there. No, I'm saying in general, because we all have faults. Everybody have faults, but he's on a high ass platform, and then he's on social media and in the media period spewing this stuff out, and sometimes he does it without even thinking, and he'll go back and try to retract what he says. But I'm like, yeah, I get it. You may realize that what you said is dumb. You may realize what you said is whatever, but you have to also realize the repercussions behind it, because you're supporting somebody that is harming people's family, and you saying stuff that is very detrimental to society and people that's around you. You know what I'm saying? And you are very in a privileged situation, so you are not bothered by this for real. Right, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what I think, because I remember I was listening to T.I.'s podcast Expeditiously, and him and Killer Mike were talking about how, well, at least T.I., he was like, I'm rich, I'm very rich, but I also come from the hood. And he was like, I have interests that are involved with conservative beliefs. Like, I don't want to be taxed. I don't care how much money I make. I don't want to be. He didn't say that verbatim, but that's what he was insinuating. But he was also saying, like, I also care about the people who don't have access, and I don't want any harm to come their way, and I don't want people to, be treated the way they are in this society. And I feel like that makes sense. Now, I don't think that T.I. should support Trump, but I can also understand how somebody with such high buying power could have beliefs towards, in his direction, because they want to be protected as well. But it's kind of like Kanye came from the same kind of history, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, you feel like you came from? Like, what's good?
No, I don't think that. I don't know.
It's a no. But I respect your decision.
Yeah.
But don't invite me to Sunday service, because I ain't.
I'm not inviting myself. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm
what I need.
I'm at the point in my life where I'm not walking into nobody's church that I'm 100% comfortable with. Like, I would try stuff out, but realistically, I got to do a lot of research before I even commit to anybody's church.
These
and
days,
people be looking at me crazy, like a couple of my friends' parents, they like, you should come to our church, and I'm like, I appreciate your offer, but no.
Yeah.
And they look at me crazy, like, oh my God, you really just said that? I'm like, no. I mean, honestly, I just don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. I have to be comfortable. I have to know that this is a place that's going to fully support the person that I am, fully support
and not be taking an offering every 5 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand churches got to live, but come on now. Like,
And I heard
y'all doing all this stuff,
and
then y'all got private
too.
planes and
helicopters.
You know, no
estates.
I don't even got that. So.
But hey, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Well, no. All I need from Kanye is a little closure.
No, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah.
Speaking of closure,
let's go. What's with the closure?
Okay, for real. So, well, what I want to talk about today was closure. What is it and is it necessary?
Oh, I forgot. I didn't know where you was going with that, but yeah, you did say that.
I thought I was talking about bundles.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, according to
Come on with the facts. Come on with the facts, baby.
According to hercampus.com, closure is when you and your ex accept that your relationship is over and you both feel a sense of resolution. Even if you or your ex feel more strongly about ending your relationship, you can still gain closure. It's possible to end a relationship with understanding and kindness. You can walk away and not leave a door open. Okay, all that's unnecessary. So basically, do you believe in closure?
I do. And this is something new for me.
Okay.
Because I'm definitely the type of person that just leave situations. Like, I think we talked about this on a previous episode before, how I just broke up with one of my boyfriends. Like,
one of them.
I broke up yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, like, one of my boyfriends, I broke up with him on his birthday.
Oh, okay.
And it was just no conversation. I just kind of like walked out, and then I just never talked to him again.
Okay. And
so I feel that sometimes people need closure. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why people do the things that they do. And I'm gonna explain to you why I think that. I feel like if all relationships, friendships, anything like that had closure to where people talk about the reason why they are leaving the relationship or the reason why they don't feel comfortable around that person no more, then that would sometimes make them a better person. Because if you don't let people know or don't have closure with people, they're going to continue to still do the things that they do. And this is why we have people that we have in the world today, because people are not letting people know what is wrong with them or what they had a problem with or what they felt was wrong in them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I feel like, of course, everybody's not going to take that advice or take it and be receptive to it and change. But for the most part, I know I'm the type of person that if you are just 100% transparent with me about what I'm doing that makes you feel uncomfortable, makes you feel a certain type of way, I would consider it and maybe change if I need to feel like that. Because sometimes people just be bothered just by you being you. Sometimes it's like, sis, that's just how I am, and I'm not changing that part about me. But if it's something that I feel like is hurting them for real, I'll be like, you know what, maybe I could chill out on this.
But is that closure, or is that something that should have been addressed in a relationship?
It could be a part of the closure process.
Okay.
Ain't necessarily closure as in a whole, but it definitely is. I feel like it's a big part of the process of closure.
See,
I know you're a zero tolerance person and you don't care.
Well, for me, when it comes to breakups, I think for me, breakups is when the last straw has hit the camel's back. Okay.
Yeah.
Kamisha was like, "Nah, Pooh, we out of here. We going back to the desert."
Sally
ride. So I feel like okay, there have been times where I have been cheated on and I wanted closure. But honestly, that closure was just so I can hear something that made me feel better. So it can be like, I'm a dummy. I can't keep my dick in my pants.
Yeah.
That's why I cheated on you. Honestly, that's really what it was. I mean, I didn't really care. I don't want to talk to them again, but I kind of wanted to understand, like, why he picked her. Like, why did you cheat on me with this chicken head girl who ain't got no edges and her kitchen look like Brillo pads? Why? But no, I just feel like when I have broken up with people, it was already like issues. The issue that causes the breakup had already been an issue. We talked about it. We addressed it. I expressed myself. You did whatever you was gonna do. Said what you was gonna say. So when we break up for it, you shouldn't have no questions. You already know what's up. I told you I'm sick of you because you broke. Like, what else should we know? You know what I'm saying? I just think it's so. How do you go about this closure? Do you just break up and then let some time go by and then revisit, or?
I think that time has to go by for a little minute just so the emotions won't be high, and then, because I know for me as a person, I'm that type of person that say things out of emotion and that I don't mean, and it won't be bad. Like, I won't say stuff sometimes, but I definitely say stuff out of emotion, and then like later on I think about, like, I probably shouldn't have said that, or at least said it like that, or presented it in that way. So I think that definitely some time should go by, and then y'all have a conversation
Time, like
and let
what,
it be.
weeks, days,
Sometimes months. I need months. Like the ex who I left dinner with that day. We didn't talk for maybe like a year and a half, and then when we finally had the conversation, we had closure. And now we're at a point where, like, when we don't talk like through text, we do follow each other on social media, but we don't interact with each other. But whenever we see each other in person, we'll run into each other, we'll talk, like have a conversation, check on each other, how we've been, and then we just go about our day.
When y'all reconnected, was the intention to have closure, or were y'all just ironically in the same place?
It was intended to have closure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
See, by then you be still blocked. I really don't have nothing.
And that's the thing. Like, I just started using my block button within the last week.
Call me Blockiana.
2 weeks ago. Like, I block people for like trolling on my Instagram page or whatever, but I don't block people number.
Let me tell you something. I block lists.
I know.
License, social security numbers.
Nah, I don't block people like that. I do feel like it's necessary though, because for the longest I was just kind of like, I want to keep that open line of communication just in case they come back and have some second thoughts and come to their senses about something. But for what? That's how I feel now. I'm like, you know what? At this point, if you did something and you know you did, and we had this conversation over and over. Sometimes it just, I won't block you on social media. It'll give an unblock and block so we won't follow each other. But other than that, like, we have nothing to discuss here.
I've never blocked an ex on social media. I have them blocked so they can, unfollow me. Yeah. But their number is definitely blocked, actually. And
then it's different too. Like, if it's a situationship or like y'all dating or talking, it's different. I'll definitely block you through that because it's just like at this point, I'm not really that emotionally tied to you. So I'm like, whatever. But if it's somebody I was dating, it's a different situation.
It's a different JT voice.
Yeah.
Do you have can you give an example of some closure that you received? Like, how did you take it? The reason why I'm asking, because I'm just trying to I'm trying to understand how closure works. I don't need it. I'm not breaking up. I'm not broken up. But I just really have not grasped the concept of closure and why it's necessary.
Okay, so another example, I was dating somebody on and off for 5 years. And our relationship was pretty cool. We had some situations that were like weird and we stopped talking because I felt some type of way, but for the most part our relationship was good. We never really argued like that, but then we ended up moving in together and that was just very different. So we realized how different we were when we lived together. Like, we one of us had drive and the other one didn't, and you know which one it is which. I was right now, but I'm just the type of person, I don't know. So anywho, the relationship didn't work out. We ended up separating from each other, and I was the one who ended that relationship, and whatever. But I felt like we were around each other for so long, and like I met his family and he met my family. We spent time with each other's family and stuff like that. So it was kind of awkward because I would run into some of his family and friends and I'm like, hey, I don't need to talk to these people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, they ain't really do nothing to me, but I don't really need to talk to them.
When they see you, you already know what they think about. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah. So, but a lot of the times they would come to me and be like, listen, I understand. Like, I get you, and I whatever. And then it was situations that happened while we were living together that I needed to understand a little more because I was out here like disliking people in these streets because of things that I was just assuming, and I needed to get closure on that. So I'm like, I need to know what happened with this situation before I continue rolling my eyes at this hoe. So, like, shall I or shall I not? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we ended up, he moved to LA, so I went to LA. He saw that I was out there. He saw me out, and he ended up hitting me up on social media, like, wow, you in LA? I just saw you, blah, blah, blah. So we ended up talking, and we just kind of got a little bit of better understanding of some stuff. And a little better understanding of each other. Then that doesn't mean that we got back together or even thought about it. But
y'all had sex.
No, we didn't at all. Hell no. So we just talked, and I think now that we are in a space where we can coexist. Because I think ultimately that's just my goal with closure. I don't like walking around and going places and I know it's a possibility of me running into somebody that I dated or that I have that type of relationship with and it ended bad and I feel uncomfortable to the point where I want to leave. I don't want to be around them, blah, blah, blah. So now I feel like me having closure with somebody, it is good to just coexist. Because, I mean, you're going to end up running into them. And you don't necessarily have to speak to them because sometimes closure...
If I do say so myself.
You said what?
I've been pretty lucky. Haven't had that problem with
Yeah. Well, yeah. But realistically, like sometimes, we going to end up being in the same situations, So I feel like I just don't want to make it uncomfortable. Like, I never want to feel like that. And honestly, you can't save every situation. Like, sometimes your closure may be we just don't need to talk to each other.
Block.
And let it be that.
But how do you realize that if it's real toxic or?
Yeah, like sometimes y'all can just be toxic for each other. I've had that situation too where we had closure and the closure was just we just end up having to block each other. Well, they blocked me.
I've been blocked too because I called my ex's girlfriend ugly. I'm really sorry about that. Congrats on the wedding.
Ooh. She blocked you?
He blocked me. He posted a picture of her.
Oh, dang.
But this was like right after we stopped talking to each other, and apparently he was dating both of us. Yeah, awkward.
Wow.
Anyways,
yeah, I've been blocked because I keep it real. I attack situations how they should be attacked, and sometimes people just can't take it, and that's
you
fine.
You sound toxic. Okay,
I'm not toxic.
Have any of your closure sessions turned into y'all getting back together?
Absolutely. Well, no. I won't. Yeah, I don't want to blame it on my zodiac sign.
You go ahead.
Because I think that with being a Taurus, like we have the one horrible trait about Taurus is that we like things that are familiar to us, so we'll make up like okay, this person. Well, not necessarily make it up, but we'll take the closure from people, but instead of just moving on, we feel like this person knows me. They know the ins and out about me. They know my good side, my bad side. They've been around this long, so let's just keep this familiar.
Oh, that. I feel you. I know a lot of folks who do that, and I don't like
horrible.
Getting to know a new person at all. And I understand that security you think you get from having a person that has already gotten to know you, but you also know that bad side.
Yeah,
and it don't go away.
And I think that I've grown to learn it because I definitely have an ex that has happened with me. Like we've had quote unquote closure about situations, then now we back together and talking and under each other, and then boom, it happens again. And I'm like, am I sipping dumb bitch juice or because it happened like that particular ex? We definitely
yourself that they changed. Like because sometimes people like me and my ex, we had a breakdown one time. We were both emotional. We were truly like. I'm expressing how I feel. He understood, and I'm like, all right, this is gonna be the one that changes it, but it didn't. So I think that you just kind of get the impression, like, okay, you finally understand what I've been trying to express to you all this time. So let's see it in action. And then when it don't happen, it's like, all right,
yeah,
I'm sick of it.
And I also think that closure is good when you moving on because, well, in some situations, because some people just messy. But like, say for instance, if you had a relationship, y'all had closure, and then you move on. Are you comfortable? Well, maybe I should ask that question first. Are you comfortable with like, your current boyfriend or the person that you're dating on speaking terms with their exes?
No. We talk.
Now, I don't mean like y'all having phone conversations and hanging out. No. But if y'all out in public, you speak.
Yeah.
Hey,
sure.
how you doing?
Bye. Sorry, we gotta go. Actually, speak while you're driving.
like what? Like out the window? Like, hey, bye.
And I mean driving 100 miles per hour.
Okay.
No, I'm not with it. Period. I want to talk. I'm not talking to none of my exes at all. Not even a smidget. I'm not even blinking in your zip code. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
I'm not with it. I don't even have a good answer for you as to why. It's just not happening.
Okay.
Y'all broke up. Bye. That person's dead now.
To be honest, I don't know if I'm 100% comfortable with that. Like, verbally and mentally, I would be like, you know what? If it's just like speaking, hey, bye, cool.
I don't know too many scenarios where people are still on good terms with their ex and it's truly good terms with their ex.
I'm a snooper. Let me just tell you about something that happened recently.
Oh, God.
Recently. This particular person, I added him on Facebook.
Okay, this is somebody, not your ex.
This is just somebody I talked to who dated. I added him on Facebook, and me being Scooby-Doo and collecting clues.
Period.
I ended up on the ex's page. So I know the first and the last name.
Oh, period.
Seen it come up on their phone while we was out. And it was given like a call. So this is how the call went. We went to look at video games, and apparently, the person I was talking to, they are really into video gaming. Like, they go to gaming conventions and all the other stuff. So I thought that was pretty cool because I do like video games, but
yeah, you had an ex that didn't even want you playing them, so
that's what I'm saying. So, I thought it was cool. But apparently their ex also is into video gaming, and they shared an account at GameStop. So when we were out, they were trying to purchase some games and use the points. So they were like, he was trying to use the his email address, and they was like, oh, it's under this email address. And he's like, oh, that's not my email address, that's somebody else's. Do you think you can just primarily change it to mine, because that doesn't need to happen, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, yeah, you have to do it online, and I'm just going to send the email to your email, and you just change it from that way. So, of course, they sent them the email, the other person who was connected to it, and they called the phone, like, hey, are you trying to do this, blah, blah, blah. He was like, yeah, I need it to be changed to mine.
You should have sent a text. But anyway, go ahead.
Right. Like, I needed to be changed to mine. But it was like a full conversation after that, though. Like, they were just...
While you was there?
Yeah.
Somebody losing toes, limbs.
And so, the conversation wasn't that deep, but I that was just a red flag for me. Like, that made me kind of like, okay,
what else y'all talking
realistically,
about?
I can't say nothing because we not dating, but that does kind of make me feel uncomfortable.
And how you gonna say, how you know who that is? It's like,
exactly.
I was on your Facebook. Oh, coincidence.
So then another day we went out. We went out to dinner, and it was like 1 a.m. We went to go eat at this little pho restaurant. Text message. No, a call.
Oh my God.
FaceTime call.
Oh my God.
From the name. He was bold. He left his phone at the table while he went to the bathroom. And ironically, when he went to the bathroom, the boy FaceTimed him. And he got his name saved in his phone as the name that was on Facebook. Like his real name, obviously. I said, okay. So after that, I had attitude. But I couldn't explain to him why I had attitude.
Yeah, and you know what? When I get in that feeling, I can't even knock the attitude.
Me either.
You just in it.
So he looking at me like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing. I'm good. I'm trying to like fake it, but yeah.
Dang. I've been in that situation before. I do research on my men's. I mean, except my current man, because he ain't findable on nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I did do some research. That's not true. I actually did. I actually found his ex Instagram and all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we talked about it. It wasn't nothing. I told him I work for the FBI. And then when I found out, I was like, see? And it's crazy how... Anyway, it ain't no competition, trust and believe. But...
Oh! No,
that ain't even no shit. Like, it's not like... I'm not like, oh, my God, he can't talk to her because she's gorgeous. But...
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like when you this is a conversation that I've had with a boyfriend before. Like, they will still talk to their ex because not just talk to her like, oh, good morning, good afternoon, good night, blah blah blah, friend, blah blah blah. It's more so like, oh, let me hit up my ex because he knows this and this. It's like, oh, but we were friends first. But when y'all got in a relationship, y'all accepted the responsibility of it possibly not working out. So that chapter is closed. It just is what it is. And I feel like no matter how much you say that y'all not cool like that, that's not true. It's just not true.
Yeah. And I don't know. I think that just gets really messy.
It does. So just don't talk to them. See how
that's why I'm saying. Yeah, but that's why I'm saying I thought that I was okay with it up until that happened, and I'm like, you know what?
So how do you even? So did you ever address it?
No. Well, actually, yeah, but I addressed it in a heated conversation.
Okay, because you say things you don't mean.
Because we were talking, and we basically was just talking about us dating and like taking it slow because it was a lot going on, and so. He was just like, yeah, you know, because I don't, you know, we still getting to know each other, and I know we aren't dating, blah, blah, blah. Here come my smart mouth ass. You right, because I ain't sitting here FaceTiming my ex, and I seen your ex calling you, blow. I just brought it up, and it got real silent. And I'm just like, he was like, oh. So in my head, I'm like, damn.
So oblivious, though. I would never, like, if I was in that situation, I've never, first of all, none of my boyfriends have ever had to worry about an ex still communicate with me. But if you, like...
But I can't even be mad though, because honestly, I don't. But you know what? I don't talk to my exes. Like, we don't FaceTime, we don't talk on the phone, we don't text.
As it should be. What y'all talk about?
But we follow each other on social media. I follow 3 of my exes on social media. I don't follow
none of my exes.
And I just we just cool. Like, I'm comfortable with us being cool. Like, we don't talk. I don't hide my relationship. Like, if I'm dating somebody, I don't have the type of exes that'll text me like, oh, I seen your new nigga. Yeah. I seen da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just mind our business. You do you, I do me.
I wish I was this mature. I mean, not even that it's not mature. I just can't. I just feel like the chapter is done. Yeah. I'm just done.
I just don't like to feel uncomfortable. Like I said, like, I don't want to be out and, say, for instance, I'm at brunch and I'm having fun with my friends. Mm-hmm. And then my ex is there and I'm just, like, doing way too much to avoid walking by them. Way too much for them trying to see me.
They be translucent to me anyway.
There's just too much energy to me, so I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather just keep it at, hey, how you doing? How you been? Blah, blah.
I think that's okay, but the whole accessibility thing is what bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, a lot of my
and you can call it insecure, not you, but people who listen, y'all can call me insecure, but I know one thing. Ain't no exes around here. They can't even tell you what I look like. They might know my number still because, you know, that reason, but what's good?
Oh, my God. No, I get it. Mm-mm.
Well, anyway, have you ever had to seek closure from a non-relationship, like a friend that you stopped talking to? I think that
I've had that happen to me a few times actually with friends because I'm not a bad friend. Like, I definitely
I'm a great friend.
I may have done some things that weren't smart. But I'm not necessarily a bad friend. Like, I don't intentionally do anything. Like, I try to be there for my friends. I try to be, you know, keep an open line of communication with my friends. If we stop talking, more than likely it was your fault. 89% of the time it was your fault.
Okay.
Sometimes we just kind of drift away from each other. But for real, if it's something that happened, it's your fault.
For me, it's 100% their fault.
So, oh God.
No room for negotiation. I'm a perfect friend, actually.
I ain't claiming that. So, you know. I've had it happen a few times, and it's just with the friend situation, it is usually just a misunderstanding. Like I said, and like I said, it's not really my fault. They usually have to come back to me. They come back to me to apologize for what they did was wrong, and we don't necessarily have to be friends again. But they just you know, people be like, I just have to get that off my chest. Like, I feel like I owed you that, and it makes me feel better. Like, if I see them out, or sometimes we even get back cool. Sometimes in situations like that, I just like for people to own up to their shit.
Yeah, exactly.
And I talk about that all the time. Like, that's one topic that I discuss all the time. And this is just with anybody, because at the end of the day, if you do something, if you don't want people to feel no type of way, don't do it.
Period.
Stand in your own shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you do, it's not that.
It's like saying don't commit a crime if you don't want to go to jail. Yeah, we got people in jail.
I get it, but it's just like at the end of the day, if you want to keep a friendship with somebody, I know you're not going to be 100% perfect. I know that. I already know that. I'm not 100% perfect. But if you do something and you see that I'm offended by it or it's hurting my feelings, you don't know what the fuck I've been through for real. Or maybe you do, and you just don't, and you just inconsiderate. You don't know mentally what I can handle. You don't know physically what I can handle. So sometimes if you do something and I'm telling you that it's bothering me, or I tell you I'm offended, you don't give a fuck, and then we just whatever, blah, 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 and you come back and apologize later because you see how selfish that was, then okay, I understand that. And I can respect that. Like I said, people make mistakes, but Yeah, I most of the time that is the reason why I end my friendships is because people are just really inconsiderate of the way they talk to people and the way they treat people, and yeah.
You know, I've stopped being friends.
I know. I mean, we've known each other since 4th grade, so I definitely watch people come in. I've always been there, and it'd be so uncomfortable sometimes because I'll still be cool with them, and then you just dip. And I think that people have this thing in their head that, if I stop talking to them for a few years, they'll forget about it. Then they'll see each other. This one over here, they don't know her, obviously, because that maybe happen with me sometimes. Because I'll be like, dang, I actually do miss them, blah, blah, blah.
They're not even breathing.
Yeah. So they'll be like talking to me. They'll be like, "Oh, how's she doing? I'm gonna hit her up." In my head, I'm like, "Don't do it," because I mean, she's literally not gonna respond.
You're gonna be hitting unsend. Yeah. No, I know, and I don't even know if this is toxic, but I don't give people chances to be a good friend. Now, I have had friends, if we've gotten to the point where we've gotten close and you've done some flawed stuff, I will give you feedback about it, but I won't stop being your friend per se.
I love feedback. I love that.
Shout out to Apple. Apple got me using the word feedback.
Mac got me using it. They used to hit us with it all the time.
So I will give them feedback about it or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if they're at that point we become close friends, there is something greater than their flaws that I like about them. And so when it starts to become a reoccurring situation, I'm like starting to get annoyed now. So and then eventually we'll stop being friends. But when it's people I just met and they already showing them true colors, I'm like, I'm good. I don't even give people a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I don't even now that part I struggle with. I struggle with making new friends. I think that everybody nowadays, especially in Atlanta, they're clout chasers or they just like opportunists. And I get it because I'm like, you know what? Network with people that you feel that you can benefit from.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a way that
it's a way to do it. Yeah,
it not only has to be beneficial for you, it has to be beneficial for both of y'all.
Speaking of that, that's what we mean by if you want to come on the show, it needs to be mutually beneficial. But go ahead.
Yes, and it's not me being rude, and it's not that me, whatever. But it's just that I really have a hard time dealing with people that are just opportunists or they don't really value friendship or even trying to be cool with people. It's just like y'all just, I don't know.
I know exactly what you mean.
This is why I just be hanging around people I've been knowing for years.
I am really good at meeting people, but I'm not good at making them my friend. I know so many people. I mean, obviously we both do, but there are some people who have always just become attached to me because of my personality.
Same.
But I never want to hang out with them. They reach out to me, and I'm just like, sorry.
Wow.
It's kind of awkward. Like if we do hang out, I need it to be like some kind of group setting. I don't want to. Like it's really weird for me. And it's funny because the way I meet people, and I'm so like energetic and stuff, it's not the same when me and that person hang out. It's just like awkward. So
maybe we should change the name of the podcast to Antisocial Socialites. I'm just playing.
You stupid. It's so funny because I am very social, but only in a random occasion, not a planned thing. Like it can't be.
If it's a work thing or something, and of course you're gonna talk to them. But when we go home,
people always want me to come out to get drinks and stuff with them, and then I tell them I don't drink, and then they think I'm just saying I don't drink a lot, and then it just becomes this thing. So then they want to just come here with me. I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
So now what? You want to come to my house? I hope you ordering us some food. I'm just kidding. No, but there are some people who I've met recently over the past couple years that I think are really cool, but I just do not want to take that step to be a close friend. I just don't want to. It just is what it is. I'm okay with the friends I have.
Me too, but I do feel like I need to venture out because even though I am okay with my friends that I do have, it's a lot of stuff that I've done. I mean, that I want to do, and it's a lot of different things that I want to learn, and I feel like I want to just obtain new people in my life. Not necessarily friends.
You're right.
Not necessarily friends, but I definitely want to just experience new things and just be exposed to different types of people, different backgrounds, because now I think what has happened is I've obtained friends that I've had before, and we've been friends for so long, but we connected because at the time we were liking certain things. And of course, when you grow up, you grow away from different things, and sometimes people don't change.
Yeah.
So it almost looks as if you're trying to be better than people or better than somebody or whatever the case may be, because you change. I don't know why people associate being better than is just because somebody is changing or changing their ways and doing stuff, but unfortunately that's how people think. Yeah, but it's almost like you have to do stuff alone because now you don't have nobody to try new stuff with or try these things with. So I feel like I'm trying to change that way about me because I do want to meet new people and I do want to experience other stuff, but it's just kind of hard because you just don't know who to trust.
I agree. So there's a couple. Now that you saying that, it reminds me on why I don't. So I have a lot of, obviously we have a lot of friends, but I need more friends in specific area. I need more homeowner friends. And I know that might sound really like specific, but I have so many renters, sorry y'all, in my inbox.
At me,
asking
when you
me
say that.
Stuff like, oh, why you move all the way out there? Why? And I get it. And I was just telling my boyfriend this. I'm really getting tired of explaining to people why I moved where I moved. But they don't really understand because they are paying rent to live in the area that they love. But they are not going to buy property out there. It's just not happening. Yeah. And I don't mean this to sound like condescending, but what I'm just trying to say is I try to explain to this girl about like property value and the impact from the city that I moved to and how much it has grown over the years and how this property will make me money versus the area that I wanted to move in. It's already high. I probably can't rent that property out and make much of a profit. Just a whole lot of stuff. And I just got so annoyed. But when I talk to my friends who already own homes, they're like, oh, it's good that you bought a property out there. I got a property out there too. And this. And I'm like, exactly. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like frustrating. And it's like refreshing to hear it. And then it's like, I need more black professional friends. And I have some. I've gotten a lot from my current job and I'm grateful for that. But I need people who just have this same kind of like work, like things I can learn like skill set wise versus like, I'm not even going to use job examples. But I just need people that are kind of doing things that I'm doing right now, like women preferably. And I think that there's a level of tolerance and discipline that they have that I also have that a lot of my older history friends don't relate to. Yeah. So it's just kind of frustrating. It made me not want to talk to them anymore. Like I stopped talking to a girl because she kept complaining to me about her baby daddy and they still together. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you no more.
Oh my God.
And she was a cool girl, but I'm just like, sis, why are you talking to me? Why are you complaining? What is the issue?
I won't necessarily stop talking to somebody because of that, but I definitely express to them that I don't want to talk about that.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I'll tell them, and I won't even feel no type of way. I'll be like, that's cool and all, but I don't want to talk about that. Like, I said, and I'll tell them why. I'll be like, at the end of the day, you're not going to leave. You're not going to stop doing that, which is fine. That's just who you are. That's just how person you is, but I ain't doing it. So if you want to continue this friendship, let's just leave that out of our friendship.
Exactly. And just tying this back into the topic, I don't think there are any. So there is a friend that I stopped talking to that I do kind of want to like revisit and hash some stuff out because we did have a good friendship. But I don't ever want us to be back to being friends how we were before. But I feel like the situation that happened was unlike them in some ways, and they were just they were in survival mode. But it was disrespectful to me, so that's why I was like, this is it. But I do kind of want to like clear the air a little bit, but not. I don't mind if it doesn't happen again. Period.
Oh, so shocking.
You love making me be the villain. I'm not the villain. I just don't have no tolerance for it. I don't give people chances at all.
I know. And I'm not bothered by it because you legit have been this way since forever. Like,
and when you say this way, it sounds like I'm not growing as a person, and I am growing. Okay.
You are, but I'm saying that particular trait though.
Yeah, it's something I want to take with me for the rest of my life.
That's it.
I have built a peaceful serenity in my life.
Have you?
I have.
Okay. Go off.
Anyway, so
you want to do some yoga? I actually want to start doing yoga.
Okay, I actually do want to start doing yoga. There's a girl who said that she used to be really angry a lot. She used to get into a lot of drama. She started doing yoga and it completely changed her life.
I can believe it. My friend is trying to get me to start, but I've been going to the gym, so I'm like, I don't want to commit to all that at one time. That's a lot.
I can understand that. I want to just learn how to stand upside down using one finger.
There's some other stuff. It ain't. I'm trying to do just regular mat yoga on the floor. On the mat,
like a matte finish.
Like a mat on the floor. I know I do makeup, but I don't think about makeup all the time. Can I just make that announcement? I know I do makeup. I'm a makeup artist. When I'm out in public, when I'm out at events, when I'm out having fun and you see me, do not talk about makeup with me. I don't care.
What did he say?
I don't care.
What did he say?
The other day I went to the Do-Rag Fest and I didn't drink, but it was like they were having like Italian ice and it was like a party going on stage. Like they was like giving away free stuff, which remind me I got to give you your stuff. It's in my car. It was just a lot of stuff, but this girl came up to me and I haven't seen her in a long time, and she sorry if you're listening, but I just
You think they listening?
Probably so. I mean, I don't know, but I don't care. Yeah, like you want to sit there and talk about photo shoot concepts with me and makeup styles and stuff and finishes of makeup and types of makeup and brands. I'm like, sis, we're the whole event outside. It's like a festival. It's loud. Everybody having fun. They yelling. Yeah. I'm missing performances. I'm trying to see vendors. I want to take pictures with people. I want to do this. It's like I don't want to sit here and talk about makeup. Like we can do that when it's time. Book an appointment.
That's probably how people feel, like artists feel. People get them their mixtape or they want to rap for them in the moment. It's
yeah.
Like, sis.
I feel that. I feel that completely. Like, oh my God, it's so annoying. So yeah. Let's talk about that. It's annoying. Like, imagine somebody on the stage and they sitting there like, yeah, because I'm thinking about like a concept where we do some makeup and then they swimming underwater and then you halfway do it. But do you got waterproof makeup? Because what if it runs? Like, what do you do?
Dang, that's so crazy. Because I would, personally, if I was her, I would feel like this ain't the time. Like, if I was in that position.
Everybody don't think like that. They be like, this is the time. I ain't gonna never. I'll probably go see this person for
That's why they have attitudes when they out to eat and people want to come up and take a picture. And it's like, I'm eating.
Yes.
What is this picture gonna do for you? I'm just
and then they say, shade room. Ooh, so and so is a bitch because
right. Like the girl who was doing all that junk to Nene at the airport and gonna have her friend recording from a distance. Like, girl, get a life. Yeah. They're gonna comment, I saw Nene at the airport and she was so nasty. Just because people already look at Nene as a mean girl, because she is. But and then want to say, oh, she was doing it. But Nene wasn't even being rude to the girl. She was at the airport, number one, which is frustrating. She was on the phone at the airport, which is frustrating. And then you come to her, record. It's just like, yeah, I am not an alien, okay?
Child.
Anyway.
I feel you. 100%. That's just me.
And that's just that on that. All right, well, do you have anything to add to the closure topic?
I don't. That is it for me today. I do have some notes and announcements. If you guys are interested in becoming a makeup artist, I'm having a class on October 20th. And it's going to be good. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as big as it is, and I don't have that many people signed up for it yet. It's going to be a small, intimate class. I have about 5 seats left, but I'm thinking about having like a step and repeat now. I want a playback screen. I even had a meeting the other day about some gift bags, so it's going to be hopefully some companies that are going to be providing makeup for my students.
Can we put some OD podcast stuff in there?
Yeah, we can actually.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it's like we definitely can do that. Put some in the gift bags, and then I do want to have food there, so I'm trying to get some vegan stuff to tie in with my other business, which is Dirty Veggies.
Come on, multiple streams.
Multiple streams. So yeah, I'm putting all that on my step and repeat. I came up with that in the shower the other day. I was like, I did want to just put my class, but I think that I'm gonna keep the name of the class, which is Lights, Camera, Action, because I do film and TV makeup, obviously. But Lights, Glamour, Action. I'm sorry. I said I was just going to put that on a step and repeat, but I think now I'm going to put that, my makeup logo, Dirty Veggies, and then also I'm going to be redoing my lash line soon.
Okay.
Soon as in like tomorrow.
Okay.
So yeah,
you need to send me the link for the class so I can put in the episode notes too.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, I'm in the final processes kind of doing my boxes for my lashes, and then I will be setting up a studio photo shoot for it, and we about to get this thing rolling.
Yes, I can't wait.
I'm getting a new logos. Yeah. I'm getting a new logo for my lashes, everything. So
I'm excited for you. That's lit.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be a entrepreneur. Oh, and I put the OD podcast logo on there. On the step and repeat.
Okay.
Yes, I got 5 logos to put on there. Wow, I'm a badass bitch.
And you about to... Okay.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Wow. I'm really this person.
I got a bunch of those vinyl things with OD podcast on it that people can...
Oh, yes. Okay, cool.
Since my shirt business. Actually, if y'all want a shirt, send an email from my personal account.
We need to do photo shoots with them shirts.
Yeah, we
need to, like... We'll talk off air.
So, y'all, I'm going to... For listeners only, I'm going to do a promo for the shirts. Only listeners. If you listen to this right now, send an email to listenodp@gmail.com and say, hey, I want a shirt. Give me a size, and I'm going to give you half off.
Oh, that's nice. I would have said 15% off or something.
No, it's okay. I got a lot of inventory, and I'm ready to order some more.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, send me an email. And
I may buy one then today. What you got?
Anyways, yeah, only for listeners. I'm not posting this nowhere, so that's how I know you listening. It's the Made in Atlanta shirts that me and Draco are wearing in our episode art. Obviously, that's not a podcast specific shirt, and it's for people that are made in Atlanta. But you can buy it if you want to.
Yeah, that's one of your business,
and that's just that on that. But yes, we are actually going to hopefully get some merchandise for the podcast as well. If y'all have any suggestions for products that you'd like to see, let us know.
Yes, and if you guys know anybody want to like make some animation stuff for us, we've been really considering it. We're just trying to bump up our Instagram page with different content, and we want to have photo shoots. So if any photographers out there that want to work with us and do some photos for us, anybody that is good with social media stuff and posts,
we really
graphics, anything like that, we are like desperately in need. It's only two of us.
Okay, we don't mean desperate, but in dire
not desperately, but we are in dire need of that because it's only two of us and we both work all the time. Yeah. So even sometimes it's kind of hard for us to record and then edit. It's a lot, and then we're
trying to add more to the responsibility list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we trying to get this together. So any help is needed. Okay, any suggestions, anything, we open to it.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Yeah.
Share this episode and every other episode with a friend. We appreciate you. Holla at you. Thank you for listening to OD Podcast. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Rate us 5 stars while you're at it. Send us an email at listenodp@gmail.com. Thank you.